Today we look at the 70s superhero TV series Isis and her connections to Shazam's Captain Marvel. First we'll go through some history and fun facts connecting memories with other superheroes like Wonder Woman and Spider-Man, and then we'll look at some wacky and interesting goofs you might have missed first time around, like cars changing colors, passengers disappearing, and a drunk bear. And lots more fun stuff. So pull out your bell bottoms and relive your favorite Saturday morning memories from the 70s.
Isis! Wow!
Oh, mighty Isis!
The 70s Saturday morning TV superhero Isis debuted in 1975 as part of the Shazam Isis Hour. The Saturday morning Shazam series on CBS had already premiered as a solo series the year before, starring Michael Gray, Les Tremayne, and Jackson Bostwick as Captain Marvel. Despite what a lot of people believe these days, Shazam was not originally Captain Marvel's superhero identity.
Guess I didn't use my head either, Captain Marvel.
You didn't and you did, Joe.
But Captain Marvel was his actual name. The character first appeared in Whiz Comics #2 way back in 1940. I don't know how many times folks have told me I was wrong for suggesting that Shazam's name was ever Captain Marvel. I guess they were, just born a lot later than me. Now, Captain Marvel was huge in the 40s. He was even outselling Superman for a little while, and then he had his own movie serial. Of course, most comic fans know that DC sued over Cap's similarities to Superman, and eventually DC would acquire the rights to the character.
I don't understand it.
Marvel Comics created their own Captain Marvel, so when the original Fawcett Comics Cap came back in the 70s, the hero kept his name, but his book was entitled Shazam to avoid any legal hassles. The character Isis was actually a creation of Filmation Studios and had not ever existed in comics before. She did get a short-lived comic book series based on the TV show. Isis came out about the same time as the introduction of the Bionic Woman on the $6 Million Man and the premiere of the Wonder Woman TV pilot starring Linda Carter. In 2 seasons, Isis had appeared with Captain Marvel 3 times on Shazam episodes, and Captain Marvel had teamed up with Isis 3 times on her episodes. Isis would then return to Saturday mornings in reruns, but without Shazam, and the show was then named The Secrets of Isis. Joanna Cameron played Isis, of course. She actually never appeared with the original Captain Marvel of the series, Jackson Bostwick, who was replaced by John Davey in Shazam's 2nd season.
All this taught me a lesson.
Shazam and Isis both had moral segments at the end where the hero would talk about the lesson learned each episode.
Doing anything that you know is wrong is dumb. Well, we all know that 2 wrongs don't make a right.
To me, Isis is sort of a mix of Wonder Woman meets Samantha Stevens from Bewitched.
Oh, zephyr winds which blow on high, lift me now so I can fly.
All of her powers are basically what amounts to spells she casts through some sort of incantation or rhyme. Typical powers include flying, levitating, stopping time, super strength by removing the effects of gravity, and so forth.
Turn back to me.
From what I read from the book Super Chicks, Joanna Cameron did all her own stunts. The flying was done with wires and wind machines. I'm sure they must have also used some methods similar to what George Reeves had used in the 1950s, like projecting film of scenery behind her, and at times it looks like she was riding something as only a small portion of her body is visible as she zooms along. 2 episodes were shot per week in the summer beginning in July and August of 1975 for the first season. They used a 6-day shooting schedule, which was similar to the schedule used by the $6 Million Man for 1 full-hour episode. It has been said in comparison to prime-time shows of the time, the budget was extremely small, which meant they had to be pretty creative. Isis' secret identity was that of a schoolteacher named Andrea Thomas, who had a pet bird named Tut that she would send after Captain Marvel at least a few times on the series. Brian Cutler played her friend Rick Mason.
Whatever it is just as scared as we are.
I actually never realized until I was researching this video that he's the actor that played Brad, the guy in the Hulk episode Married, that puts the move on Banner's future wife and ends up getting beat up by the Hulk. Joanna Pang played Cindy Lee. I guess she was kind of like the female version of Jimmy Olsen. Did you know that the Bobby Brady actor Mike Lukenland played on an episode of Isis, and Michael Gray, who played Billy Batson on Shazam, was on an episode of The Brady Bunch? Joanna Cameron is also known for another superhero for her guest appearance on the 70s Spider-Man TV series, The Deadly Dust Parts 1 and 2, which was later turned into a movie released to foreign markets. She also appeared in a lot of commercials back in the day. According to Wikipedia, she has a spot on the Guinness Book of World Records for the most commercials done.
The Freedom Force. Isis.
In 1978, Isis was part of an animated superhero team known as the Freedom Force. Joanna Cameron did not do the voice work, though. There were only 5 episodes done. It was a segment of the Tarzan and the Super 7 series. And now let's look at some goofs and effects. As I said before, they were on a tight budget and a rigid schedule, so mistakes happened.
That was an excellent observation.
On the first episode, The Lights of Mystery Mountain, Cameron's boots are high-heeled, and when she takes off after the bad guy, her heels are suddenly flat. You know, they used to do the same trick on Wonder Woman a lot. I guess they wanted the heroine to stand tall, but not fall. In the episode, Spots of the Leopard, Isis raises a light blue car in the air. Or is it red? No, it's blue. No, it must be red. Oh, I'm so confused. Also in this episode, this is Chuck, and this is how Chuck sounds.
Every company that's most likely to be burglarized.
Now listen to how Chuck sounds on the phone.
That's tomorrow? Sounds great.
Okay.
I don't think that's Chuck. On the episode, Rockhound's Roost, the bear looks very strange. Very strange. I guess they didn't have time to get a real bear like they did the year before on Shazam.
Thank goodness.
And you know, I think that bear was drunk. How dry I am. Speaking of fake animals, they did the old man in the ape suit for the episode The Show Off, which was probably better than the bear. About the same time, Wonder Woman had her own ape confrontation in the episode Wonder Woman vs. Gargantua. Which one do you think looked better? On the episode Scuba Dooba, Andrea takes off her glasses, but they mixed in previous footage of a transformation scene where her glasses were on. On the Isis Marvel team-up episode Funny Gal, Captain Marvel must pull a boat to safety, but he jumps into the water versus just flying off. Of course, maybe he just needed to cool off. In the episode Dreams of Flight, when Mike Dawson falls off a wooden bridge, you can see the safety rope that's attached to the stuntman. In the episode The Hitchhiker, a group of kids are heading towards certain doom. But really, I don't think the car appears to be moving at all. It's probably just sitting parked in a studio. Then when the car heads towards the cliff, it looks like all the passengers have disappeared. Then Isis reverses time, and once the car's back on top, there's passengers again. Joanna Cameron got out of the acting business by 1980. Her last acting credit was a TV movie entitled Swan Song. From there, she worked in the home healthcare industry for 10 years, and then went into marketing for hotels. She lived in Hawaii until sadly she passed away from a stroke in 2021. Check out my other videos on Shazam. I have some on the TV series and some on the movie serial. Or maybe it's over here, and so it's somewhere around here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for future notifications. And like and all that great stuff. Y'all have a great day.